Hi everyone, Damien Fate here, and welcome to Q&A Saturdays, the somewhat weekly series where I try and answer all of your questions. If you got a question that you want to ask me, then go ahead and leave it in the comment section below. Without any further ado, let's go ahead and answer last week's questions. Kian Brown asks, have I played a Sonic the Hedgehog game? Yes, I have, although when I was a kid, I grew up with the Sega Master Drive, which was also called the Genesis in the States. Yeah, I played Sonic games, Sonic 1, Sonic 2, Sonic & Knuckles, Sonic 3. I think I played Sonic CD as well, but I never had the CD attachment, so I played that at like a friend's house or something. So yeah, I played lots of Sonic games. I may have tried one of the newer games, I can't really recall. I know I didn't like it. I think it was the one where Sonic turns into a werewolf or something, what was it called? Sonic Unleashed, that was it. I tried that and I was like, no. I don't like these 3D Sonic games, so I kind of stopped playing them there. But yes, plenty of Sonic games in my past, though I don't really play them anymore. Pansiri Pratipasen, and I'm sure I said that wrong, sorry. He asks, if I had $1 million, what would I do with it? Man, if I was a kid still, I'm sure I would come up with some really cool answers for that, but as an adult, as somebody who's married and has a child, my answers would be super duper boring, but I'll go ahead and answer it anyway. So, first of all, obviously, pay off the house, pay off bills, set aside money for Lyndon's education, help out family members, and then if we have anything left, then I might do some cool stuff with that. At the very least, I would get a HTC Vive, which I feel like you need $1 million to buy anyway. That's like $800. But some fun things I would do, probably go on vacation, upgrade like all my equipment for YouTubing and stuff like that, and I guess just not work anymore. That's the dream, not having to work anymore. Joshua Enriquez asks, is editing a video hard or complicated? It doesn't have to be. It really doesn't have to be. If you just want to make a simple Let's Play video, like for example my Evoland 2 series, that's basically just me sitting down, recording my gameplay, and then just chopping it up into little bits for episodes. So those are really super duper easy to edit, apart from any like glitches or other things that I need to edit out, like if I get a phone call or something while recording. So those are super duper easy. The ones that are more difficult are the ones which are more involved, like the what if you do nothing videos. And I kind of answered all this before when I was asked how long a video takes to edit, because the length of a video edit and sometimes the difficulty kind of align. So the longer it takes to edit something, it was obviously more difficult to do. So yeah, it really just depends on the type of video, but I try and make it as simple as possible, but at the same time, with wanting to increase the quality of videos that I put out, it does increase the difficulty of the editing too. Gricidia Clear Skies, who also sent me this awesome fan art in the background. I don't really know how well the camera is picking it up, but yeah, she sent me this awesome fan art. Thank you again. She asked me, where did I move from? Okay, so obviously I moved from England. If you want to be more specific, I grew up in West Yorkshire. And then of course I moved to the States because this is where my wife is from and all her family is here, and I kind of like it here. So that works out well for everybody involved. So yep, I moved from England to the States. I did that in 2007, so it's been almost 9 years because I did it in September 2007. The second question is, have I ever watched Pokemon or My Little Pony Friendship is Magic? Okay, I had to figure out what that was. So yeah, I totally watched Pokemon. When that first aired in the UK, I was totally into that. I was watching every single episode that came out. So yeah, I watched that. I haven't watched later seasons, obviously, because, you know, we moved and I kind of grew out of it. But yeah, I've definitely seen Pokemon. I've even seen like the first movie with Mewtwo. I don't know if I've seen any other of the movies though, I can't really recall them. But yes, I've definitely seen it. As for My Little Pony Friendship is Magic, no, I haven't really seen it. I've seen a couple of clips here and there when they do references to games or whatever, and then people reblog it or share it. But no, I haven't really watched the show. I think my wife tried watching an episode and I sort of heard it in the background, but not really for me. Naducho says, thanks for answering, cool stories, congrats on 13k and happy birthday. This is of course referring to the last Q&A video that I did where we hit 13k. We're actually at 14,000 right now, which is amazing. Thanks Naducho for the thanking there, for the congratulations. And the question is, does Lyndon like that you've become a YouTuber? And what does he think of himself being on the channel? That's a good question. So, I started the YouTube channel for myself. I've gone through this before about trying to get over my shyness and come out of my shell a little bit. As for Lyndon, so he saw my videos when I was first putting them out, when I had like no subscribers and stuff. He just liked watching them. He thought it was funny because he already watched other YouTubers and such. So he liked watching my videos, and then of course the first thing he wanted to do was join me. He's like, "Daddy, I want to be on videos with you." And at first I'm kind of like, I don't know, like it's kind of weird as a parent. You're like, you want to protect your child from the internet, but at the same time, I don't want to say no, you can't do it, because he really wanted to do it. It's like it suddenly became his dream to be on YouTube. So I agreed to it, and I think when we first started out, we didn't even have webcam on. And even if we did, I think it was like the little webcam that was on the laptop, so it wasn't really very good. But he loved it. He wanted to keep doing it. It's a little bit trickier though in recording with him, because he does have sort of emotional outbursts now and then. So there's a lot of editing involved to sort of keep those out of the show, which is kind of tricky sometimes. But in general, he really, really loves being on videos, and he just thinks it's awesome because he sees himself there on YouTube with some of his favorites like Stampercat and Dan TDM. So yeah, he likes it. He likes being on it, and he likes watching my videos as well. He really liked watching Undertale, which I think most people did because that was a really cool series. So thanks for your question. Blue Cobalt Wolf asks, what is my favorite game that I played on my channel? So that would definitely have to be Undertale, I think. Even though I played a lot of really great games over the past year, Undertale has probably been my favorite game that I played in a very long time. So definitely my favorite game on the channel, but it also turned into one of the best series that I put out as well. Even if it didn't really get that many views, like especially when you compare it to Minecraft Story Mode, for example. But for me personally, Undertale was fantastic, and I can't wait to get back in to do Genocide run as well. So look forward to that. Lynn McCracken asks, how is it like to get 1 sub? So to answer, I can't really answer that question honestly, because I've had the channel for a very, very long time. Like if you look at my about, it's like 2007 or something when I started, even though I wasn't making videos until a year ago. But I did have a couple of things on the channel that were more business related, and those got subscribers, but I wasn't really in it for subscribers. It was more like, here's a demonstration of a product I created. It was nothing about like, oh, please subscribe. I was more interested in them seeing the demo of the product and then buying it. So I think when I actually really started to put out videos, I had about 200 subscribers, which is a lot. Like when you're first starting out on YouTube to make video games and stuff, that's a lot of subscribers to start with. But these people were subscribed to my channel because of the product demos I was putting out, not because of gaming. So actually for the first 2 months, and I'll have to double check this, but I checked in the past, I think it was like the first 2 months that I was making videos, and I'm talking like pretty much daily videos, I was losing subscribers every week. Like I was losing at first I lost a whole bunch of subscribers. I lost like 16 subscribers within a short period of time. And then yeah, for the next couple of months, every week I was just losing 1 or 2 subscribers. I was getting nothing. So I think when I first started getting an upswing was around the time that I made Lego Worlds videos, and I was really lucky because the Lego Worlds game came out of nowhere. There was no warning this game was coming out, and I just happened to be at home that day with free time, so I picked up that game because it looked really great, and I put out a video, and I was like one of the very, very first. I'm talking like nobody, like even the big channels which usually get games ahead of time so they can make these videos, they didn't have it. So I was like the only person on YouTube that had these videos, and I think within like the span of a month, I gained a lot of subscribers, like 600 or something, 500. It was a lot when you've only got 200, or I think I was even less than that at the time. That was when I was first gaining subscribers, and it felt awesome. So it's not really an answer to the question of what it felt like to get 1 sub, but you kind of get the idea. So it felt really good. And you know what? I'm gonna extend this, even though I've already answered your question. I want to say to people that have just started out, just stick with it, because you're gonna find something that people like. People will find your channel eventually, and if you've got daily content, if you've got well, it doesn't even have to be daily. I don't want to say you've got to put out videos every single day, but if you've got regular content, right? You've not just put out 2 videos and then said, oh, I've got no subscribers, I'm gonna give up. No, if you just keep at it, then people, when they find your channel and see that you've got all these videos and that you're uploading consistently, they will subscribe. So that's my biggest tip for right now. If you want to get more subscribers, is be consistent, keep at it. There's gonna be hard times. After that whole Lego Worlds thing, where I got a whole bunch of subscribers, views started going right back down to like nothing. No subscribers, anything after a while. But you know, I just kept at it. And then of course, the big, really big success for me was the Minecraft story mode videos. Particularly the do nothing video, which got like 800,000 views in the space of a couple of months. So just stick at it, keep doing what you do, you'll get those subscribers, and just like I did when I put the Lego Worlds video out, you'll feel great. Flamey Plays asks, do you like anime and which is your favorite? So I do like anime. I actually watch anime somewhat regularly. I'm not as crazy about it that I used to be, because a lot of the anime that comes out lately is kind of lackluster, or it's all very samey. I think the most recent anime, which I really, really enjoyed, so much so that I've actually watched the entire season like 3 times, that is One Punch Man. And if you've not heard of this, it's really, really cool. It's a fighting anime, but it turns a lot of the tropes on their head, because you've got this Saitama guy who isn't all about like, you know, I'm gonna be the best or anything like that. He's just really blasé about everything, but he is so powerful, just off the charts powerful, and kills everything in one punch, hence the name One Punch Man. So that one I really enjoy. As for older animes, the one that I really enjoyed before that would be Death Note. And I know probably some of you guys haven't seen that, but it's really, really smart. I love it because it's got these really intelligent characters, and the situations they have to get out of and sort of one-upping each other. It's really, really cool. I really love that anime. And then prior to that, again, I'd have to say my favorite would be Cowboy Bebop, which is a classic. It's really, really good. It can't be beaten. So yes, I like anime. I watch anime. I think the one I'm watching right now is Aijin? I don't know. It's one of the Netflix produced ones. I'm not really hugely into it just yet, and I'm only halfway through. But yeah, I watch anime. Cool. Lord Dark Diamond asks, what's your favorite series that you make? Okay. I'm not really making it anymore, but Undertale, again, I already answered that sort of in what was my favorite game, and I think it's my favorite series that I put out as well. So yeah, I'd have to say Undertale, and hopefully when I get around to the Genocide route, that will still be my favorite series. I'm a little bit worried that I'm gonna get all the feels when I do Genocide and will not like it as much anymore. Gavin Emmanuel asks, what do you do when you don't make videos? So first of all, I've got my job, which I have to work a certain amount of time every week. And then of course I've got my wife that I like to spend time with. I've got my son. We spend a lot of time gaming together, but we also play outside and do other things as well. It's not just all at the computer. And then of course hanging out with friends. I love to go watching movies. I like binge watching on Netflix. Like not too much else other than that, really. I don't really do like mountain climbing or something. I don't really know what. I don't really know what other things you're expecting. But yeah, I keep very, very busy. In fact, the amount of time that I spend making videos and recording for videos is very limited every week. It's like maybe 3 hours or so at the most, if I'm lucky, to record videos each week. So yeah, a lot of the rest of the time is with family, work, friends, stuff like that. Mustata asks, what do you say about mustaches? And then 2 different spellings for mustache. So mustaches are cool. I'm not against them. I've never had just a mustache myself. In fact, I didn't even have any facial hair until a couple of years ago. And that mostly happened because I got super duper sick. I was sick for like a month. It was horrible. And during that entire time, I didn't shave. And then at the end, I was just like, you know what? I'm just gonna shave off a bit and see what it looks like. And everybody kind of liked it, so I let it grow out some more. So yeah, mustaches are cool. I've never tried a mustache myself, but if you've got one, more power to you. Nanonium asks, if you could live without having to do something all humans must do to survive, For example, sleeping, eating, breathing, etc. What do you want to live without? Yes, you will also still be alive in this scenario. Okay. Wow, that's a really good question. It's almost like a superhero question, right? Because if I could live without breathing, then I'd be able to like go underwater. I'd be like Aquaman. I won't be able to communicate with the fish, but I'd be able to be underwater. So that's kind of like a superpower. Eating, I'm just using the examples here. I would definitely not want to live without eating because eating is just too much fun. You know, all those tastes and stuff like that. And I love cooking. Sleeping's a pretty good example of something that you could live without because you'd be able to get so much more done. Imagine how much more I could get done if I didn't have to sleep. I mean, talking like editing videos, recording videos. I could just like work on crafts. Man, that'd be cool. I'm trying to think of something else that humans must do to survive, like drinking water. Breathing is obviously there. Gosh, I'm gonna go with sleeping. That's a pretty good example. Yeah, I would survive without sleeping, and then I'd be able to get so much more done. Oh my gosh, this question. Katri3210 asks, will you change your YouTube name? It's boring. It's just your first name and last name. I am hurt. I am truly hurt that you would say that. So my YouTube name, I'm not going to change it. And the reason why is because it's not an alias. This is just who I am, right? I'm not a personality. I'm not going out there as somebody and saying, you know, my name is Damien Fate or anything like that. Nothing against PewDiePie, but I don't like ham it up for the camera or anything like that. This is just who I am. And of course, I understand that's probably not as entertaining as some channels out there, and they're way more popular than mine. But no, I'm not changing my name. I am Damien Fate. This is Damien Fate's channel, and you get to see Damien Fate do things. So I guess the second part of your question here is, if I did change my name, what would I change it to? I'd probably change it to Cattree3211. How about that? Hi everyone, Cattree3211 here, and welcome to Q&A Saturdays. Captain Snow, Mr. Rio, asks, what can we survive? Cakes? Water? Mustache snow? If this is a reference to something, I'm not getting it. This is a really strange question. Can we survive cakes? Let's just go with the scenario of being surrounded, like entirely surrounded by something. So can we survive being entirely surrounded by cakes? Probably, like if we could eat our way out or something. Water, then you're gonna drown, obviously. Surrounded by mustaches? I don't know what's going on for you to be surrounded by mustaches. It would be very tickly. Surrounded by snow? Oh man. I'm gonna go with cake because you could just eat your way out. Pumpkin Lost His Face asks, what's 100 plus sandwich minus staircase? I think that's your answer. QMT5 asks, of all the videos you've made so far, which video or videos was your favorite and which one was the most fun to make? Undertale. I feel like I've answered this one before. It's definitely my most favorite series. It was fun to work on. Actually, I haven't been asked which was the most fun to work on before, so... Oh, fun to make. Undertale was the most fun to make because of all the voices and going in there and changing the pitch and other modulating things that I did. That was just really fun to do, and I think the outcome was really funny too. Aaron Gaming asks, have I ever played The Wolf Among Us? Yes, I have played The Wolf Among Us, but unfortunately I played it just before I started the gaming channel, so there's no footage from that, and I'm not going to be playing through again because I don't really like to fake reactions, and I would know everything that's coming up. But that said, I do really want to do a What If You Do Nothing, and maybe Dumb Ways to Die for it, although I think by now the game's old enough that there's plenty of videos out there if you just want to see the death scenes. I'll think on that, depending on how the deaths go, and if I can think of something funny to put to it. So, I've already played it, but you may still see some Wolf Among Us footage on my channel at some point anyway. Lucario Riolu asks, quick, what's the first quote that comes to your mind when you think Minecraft story mode? The first quote's like a quote from the game? Jeez. I can't really think of many quotable moments from it, but I guess one of the funnier lines was from the most recent episode, episode 5, and it's a part where, spoilers if you haven't played it, you're down in the basement of the Sky Island and you're looking for the Eversource, and you come across the chicken, and I think Milo's there as well, and he's saying that we should give it back to the people, and Ivor says, "But that clucking thing is what we came for." I just thought it was really funny. Mongo2851 asks, what's your 360 gamer tag and what is the intro song called? So the intro song is called JJ. If you want to find it in the YouTube audio library, it's right there. As for my 360 gamer tag, I'm sorry, but I don't play 360. I'm a PC gamer. Even though you may see Xbox controllers show up in my videos, it's just because I really like using them to play games on the PC because they're the best controller out there, in my opinion. Alex to Play asks, will I ever finish Spooky's House of Jump Scares? It's a good question. Honestly, I already tried to finish it. So originally when I played the game, there was only 250 rooms, or no, 750 rooms, right? So there was 250 rooms left, or 200 rooms, something like that. So I played it to the end then, and then I tried to complete it as part of our Spooktober event that I was doing. Now, Lyndon really liked watching those Spooky House of Jump Scares videos, so he wanted to be in the video as well. And I was fine with that, you know, it's like, if you're okay with it, if you're not worried about it being scary, then we'll go ahead and do it. I'm getting a phone call. Sorry about that. So he was there with me to do these last 200 or 250 levels. I can't remember exactly what. And he freaked out. Like, I felt really bad because I made sure, I asked him, you know, like, are you sure you want to do this? And he just thought the videos that I put out were really funny. So I was like, okay, I'll have him with me, but he freaked out. And I basically didn't really see much more interesting things that they added to the game anyway. So I kind of scrapped the entire rest of Spooky's House of Jump Scares. So I never even saw the ending. So unless the ending is super duper awesome, amazing that you have to see, then I'm probably never going to go back to it. Sorry. So Wyatt Naziril asks, can I have Lyndon in this series? Well, maybe not for the entire series, but a special episode like with questions for and about Lyndon. It's really hard to do things like this with Lyndon, but I suppose if anybody had any questions that was specifically for him, then I could include something with him in the video, and I'll just ask him. Maybe I'll record it on the phone or something. But a sit-down Q&A session like this is pretty difficult for him to do, but that doesn't mean it's not going to happen. So if you do have a question for Lyndon, then you can also leave that in the comments below, and I will do my best to try to ask him the question and get him to answer it as well. Good luck with that. Wyatt also asks, have I ever been in jail? I'm wearing a striped shirt, but I've never been in jail. No, I'm too much of a goody two-shoes, and you know, I've got a family and everything like that, so I do not break the law or anything weird like that. Of course, I would say that on video, so you never know. Well, that's it from me. Thank you very much for asking all your questions. Thanks for viewing, thanks for subscribing, and all the awesome things that you do. You guys are awesome, and this series is nothing without your questions. So if you have more questions for me, then go ahead and leave them in the comments section below. And I guess any questions for Lyndon too, and I'll do my best to get him to answer them. Until then, guys, take care, and I'll see you next time. Goodbye!